everyone, Dandelion Princess here, and welcome back to Imp Headquarters. Today, I'm finally going to be taking a look at the teaser trailer for Season 2 of Helluva Boss that we got from LVL UP Expo. This is definitely a video that I wanted to do ever since the trailer first released and I first saw it, but I was honestly kind of waiting, hoping that they would upload the trailer to the channel. But at this point, it's been quite some time and I don't think that is going to happen. And I definitely don't want to put this video off any longer because the next episode of these 4 is going to release here soon. In any case, I couldn't not talk about this trailer as it is super special to me considering that I actually got to go to the event and see it in person, so I'm super excited to get into this. Also, I am going to talk a little bit about the 2 newest gifts that we've gotten from the Helluva Boss Twitter, since, as I said, the next episode is fast approaching. So, just to keep things simple, I'm going to separate the scenes in this trailer into 3 separate episodes: the Striker episode, the Fizzerolli episode, and the Barbie Wire episode. And of course, I'm not going to touch on any of the scenes that were in X's and O's because, of course, we've already seen that episode. Definitely check out my review though if you haven't seen it yet. So the trailer opens with a scene from what will be the next episode, the Striker episode, and we see Stolas having some type of meeting with Stella and her brother, Andralphus. Yes, I know I'm butchering his name. Anyway, we get this ominous piece of dialogue.
I feel my darling sister deserves a bit more compensation. After all, you get cheated on the whole thing.
Honestly, I think this speaks a lot to Andy's character, which is really good. It tells us a lot about him without really knowing him yet. And it does definitely have a sense of foreboding to it, especially because in the very next scene, we see Striker coming out from the woodwork, and Stolas trying to get away and change into his demon form. It seems like Stella has gotten very impatient with waiting for Stolas to be alone or for the opportune moment to rise for Striker to kill him. This definitely makes sense as the original plan to take Stolas out at the Harvest Moon Festival did not go as planned. In any case, Stella and Andy seem to have come to an agreement to just get Stolas off alone under false pretenses so Striker can then ambush him. Honestly, I really like this as it makes a lot of sense, and it's something that's all too easy to do without raising too much suspicion with either Stolas or anybody else involved. So, like I said, I do want to mention the gifts that we have gotten for the Striker episode so far, since that is going to be the next episode. We've gotten a fully done gif of Striker and Stolas on bomb-proof, and it definitely gave us confirmation that the rope Striker is using here is some sort of angelic holy rope, which is likely the reason he was able to capture Stolas at all. Next, we get a scene with Stolas calling Blitz to tell him that he's captured, which, to be fair, I'm not really sure why Striker is allowing this. It definitely must be part of his plan, but at this point, I'm just not quite seeing what the point is. Maybe he's just being super prideful. Maybe it's just turned personal with IMP for Striker, so he wants Blitz and the others to come after Stolas at this point. Or the only other thing I could think of is he's trying to somehow frame IMP for killing Stolas. Moxie did take the angelic rifle that Striker had from episode 5. So it's a possibility that Stryker, knowing that, is trying to pin Stolas' death on them. That would at least make a bit of sense as to why Stryker is keeping Stolas alive and didn't just kill him outright. We get to see a really epic fight between Moxie, Millie, and Stryker, with Blitz and Luna nowhere to be seen, but I'll talk about that in a minute. The next scene we get is a scene between Blitz and Moxie in Blitz's office, and we get this little interaction between them.
I swear on all that is evil, Moxie, if you aren't out of my office in negative 3 seconds, you got it, sir!
Now, this scene is a little hard to place. I'm assuming that it's from the Stryker episode and not the other two, as it does have a bit of color, meaning it's further along in development. Blitz is definitely on edge and upset during this scene. This scene is very small, so it's hard to say what it is that he's really upset about with Moxie here, or why Moxie has this happy reaction that he does even though he's getting thrown out of Blitz's office. One is definitely one that a lot of fans are speculating with this scene, is that Blitz just got an Asmodeus crystal from Stolas. Most of the fandom are in agreement that Stolas is going to give Blitz an Asmodeus crystal at some point and break their deal of the Grimoire. If this is the case and Moxie walked into Blitz's office at the wrong time and saw the Asmodeus crystal, that would make sense why Blitz would be upset like that. In any case, if this scene does involve an Asmodeus crystal, then it could be from the ending of the Stryker episode. Next, we see a scene with Moxie dressed up as a teenage girl, trying to fit in with some other teenagers, seemingly trying to get some intel about a target.
I'm just more mature than your typical preteen, so you wanna be friends? What the fuck is wrong with your legs? I was in an accident.
It's hard to tell why Moxie is doing this, if it's to get intel on a target, or if he's trying to be a distraction for the others, or if he's quite simply trying to track down Barbie Wire. Either way, the next scene we actually get to see Blitz's sister Barbie and hear her voice for the very first time.
Come on, Blitzø, haven't you fucked my life up enough already?
I have to say, I already really love her voice actress. I think the voice is super fitting for Barbie. This scene does pose a lot of questions though, because it is clear she doesn't want to see Blitz or have anything to do with him. So why they're even seeing each other is very interesting. It could be that Barbie is their intended target. I'm definitely kind of leaning in that direction because we actually do see that Barbie has her own Asmodeus crystal, and we have no idea how she got it, or why she's been in the human world to begin with, and for how long. It could be that whoever she stole the crystal from put a hit out on her, and since it was an Asmodeus crystal she stole, they're pretty sure that she is in the human world, even though she's an imp. And it could be simply that Blitz didn't know Barbie was the target until they actually get there. Now, it's kind of hard to see, but there is a person behind Barbie in this scene, and a lot of fans have speculated that that is the actual target and that Barbie is just protecting this human for whatever reason. It's honestly hard to say why Barbie is in this location that seems to be like a high school. My thought is possibly that Barbie is a teacher there, or some kind of athletic instructor. It would make sense as she was an acrobat in the circus, but again, it's totally up for speculation at this point as to how long she's been in the human world. Next, we get our first scene from the Fizzerolli episode, which I just want to admit that originally I thought the Fizzerolli episode was going to be the next episode. I pretty much thought that all the way up until we got our first GIF, obviously showing that it would be the Striker episode next. I was absolutely convinced it was the Fizzerolli episode next. Despite most of the scenes having to do with the Striker episode being in somewhat amount of color. I'm usually pretty good about catching things like that and piecing it together, but I think I was just in denial that the Striker episode was coming so soon. Anyway, the scene at hand shows Fizzerolli and Asmodeus having a moment together. I definitely think this scene is going to lead into the little snippet that we got from the 2022 trailer, where it shows Fizzerolli and Asmodeus embracing and then seemingly being caught. I don't have too much to say on it because I just don't really know where this storyline is gonna go. It's very up in the air, so I can't even really make too many assumptions about it at the moment. This leads into a scene between Fizz and Blitz, which I am super interested in.
Glad you didn't hit. Want a medal?
It seems like possibly Blitz is apologizing to Fizzerolli for whatever happened in their past. Of course, Fizz does not seem ready to accept that apology, as he kind of is mocking Blitz in this scene, just being like, yeah, want a medal. Since we didn't get to see what Blitz said beforehand, it's hard to say if this was like genuine or not, or what led Blitz to apologizing. I'm not sure why he'd even be going to Fizz at this point. I really am not sure. Then we get a fun little fight scene between Barbie and Moxie. Again, we see this human in the shot, and if he is the target, it does make sense. Like, Moxie is fighting to try to get to him and kill him, and Barbie is being protective and fighting him off. If Barbie is the target, it doesn't make too much sense, at least from what we know, for Moxie to be fighting her at that point. Once they realized the target was Blitz's sister, I definitely don't think they would go through with it in any type of way, unless Moxie just doesn't know that yet, which is a possibility. Now, we do get this little snippet that does seem to be from the Striker episode, with Blitz holding Luna up. This seems to coincide with the second GIF that we've gotten for the Striker episode, which confirms that Blitz and Luna are in the sloth ring here, which I am super excited to see. But anyway, this is intriguing to me. Earlier I mentioned not really being sure why Blitz is seemingly absent from a lot of the scenes from the Striker episode. I think kidnapping Stolas was only part of Striker and Stella's plan. Obviously, seen as the only reason Striker failed to kill Stolas at the Harvest Moon Festival was because of Blitz and Moxie. So naturally, it would make sense that Striker would want Blitz out of the way. Now, I want to put emphasis on Blitz because, let's be honest, I don't think Striker really sees Moxie, or even Millie for that matter, as any real threat. He's fought both of them previously before, at the same time basically, and nearly killed both of them. Even then, he only kept them alive because of Blitz. He definitely wanted to avoid any confrontation with Blitz, and immediately was trying to get on his good side from minute one. Now, as far as Luna, Stryker didn't really get to face her, but I definitely think he would be more worried about her than Eminem. So in this case, it makes sense to get what is in Stryker's mind the strongest of IMP out of the way. I think Stryker, or maybe Andre, or even Stella somehow poison Luna or hurt her or curse her or something to where Blitz has to take her to the hospital in Sloth Ring. This, of course, happening the very same day Stolas gets captured. So Blitz and Eminem decide to split up, leaving Eminem to fight Stryker and save Stolas on their own. With the two storylines meeting at the end, with Stolas being sent to the same hospital Luna was in. I could definitely be wrong, but I think a lot of people speculating that Luna is sick or hurt could be onto something. And I definitely think it'd be way too much of a coincidence for that to just magically happen the same day Stolas gets captured. This also makes me believe that this other little snippet with Luna in this episode, with her upset and growling, is her growling at potential doctors. Obviously, knowing Luna's past, I doubt she would be at all happy to be in a hospital with a bunch of strangers trying to touch her and look at her. The next big moment of interest that we see is Blitz and Fizzerolli fighting, seemingly, or at least Blitz is yelling at Fizz. We don't get to hear what Blitz is saying in this scene, but from Fizz's reaction, it seems pretty important. Whatever Blitz said does seem to have hit home with Fizz at least a little bit, as he does look worried and guilty. I think both of them had a role in their falling out. So this scene definitely kind of represents that a little bit to me. We do actually see Stolas get stabbed. This little snippet actually does come before the scene with Blitz and Fizz, but I didn't want to speak on it until now because it is just a very small little scene, but it is obviously in the Stryker episode. Then one of the last little scenes we get is from the Fizzerolli episode. We see Fizz just spinning something or someone around. It looks like he's doing a performance and that this is going to be a song, maybe like a moment from a song. I just want to quickly point out that the audience here does not seem too happy or enthused with Fizz's performance, so I just think that's kind of interesting. Maybe Blitz had been performing and had been involved, and Fizz came out to sort of liven up the audience after Blitz's performance. Not too sure on that one. And lastly, we get to see a quick little scene from the Barbie episode with Moxie singing. It seems to be another Moxie song. Possibly he's trying to win over the girls that he was talking to earlier. Again, not too much to say on it, other than it looks like it's gonna be a fun, goofy little song, which is great. The only thing I will say is I do hope that it's not the only song in the Barbie episode and that Barbie Wire maybe actually sings at least just a tad bit. I don't know, there's just a lot of characters that I really want to see sing, and I love Moxie, and I'm really not gonna knock another Moxie song at any given point, but he really does get most of the love when it comes to songs, so I would love to see another character get to sing. But yeah, that's pretty much all the notable things that I saw in the trailer and what I think they could be building up to. But anyhow, I really want to know what you guys think of this trailer. Is there anything you guys noticed that I maybe missed? or maybe you have a different scenario in mind. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below, and be sure to leave a like if you enjoyed this video and subscribe for more Helluva Boss and Has Been Hotel content. Thanks for watching, and see you guys next time.